Click the link in the description to go to aoa.com, the best place to buy Skull and Bones silver cheap. Use code DTG for 3% off at checkout. Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Skull and Bones, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. I guess, I don't know, it's probably different than some things and also not different than others. Be that as it may, we're going to be going over some of the ship cosmetics. This is something people have asked for. I'm going to be ranking them. I decided I had to break this down into sections just because there's too many sets to compare them all. So I figured the first one I'd do is the purchasable ones. These are the ones that you can purchase the sets either from the shipwright, usually just for silver, or from the Helm. And now that could be either for pieces of 8, which is going to be more frequently, or for sovereigns. And so basically you don't need to go anywhere or do anything other than to earn the currency for these sets. You don't need to go find each piece. You don't need to complete a bunch of missions to do them. You can just purchase them. So I figured this was kind of the obvious starting place. And there are 10 sets that fall under this broad category, and I've ranked them all from 10 to 1, 10 being the worst, 1 being the best. There's a lot of factors that go into what I consider to be the worst or best. This initial ranking is just going to be based on only using the items that are included in this set with nothing else affecting the look of the ship. Afterwards, I'm probably going to go through and fix each one of them, but I figured I'd just do the ranking first. So let's just dive on in and start it off with number 10. So you can see this is what our ship looks like. We're going to be using the brig for this because I figured why not? I mean, we could use whatever ship we want. This just happens to be the one that I was already using. So that being said, certain ships I think do look slightly better with certain cosmetics than others. So there's probably a way that one of these ones that maybe I'll rank rather low, it looks really good on the sloop or something like that. But whatever the case is, we're just going to be comparing them all on the brig, since A, that's the one that the vast majority of people use more than any other ship in the game, and B, it's the one that I was already using. So you can see I've taken everything off, all the cosmetics, all the armor, everything, just to give it a real stock look, and we'll be going through each set like that. So at number 10, we have the Last Dawn set. So this one is purchasable from the shipwright, so this just costs silver. You can see it's got sort of a grayish, blackish look to it, and so I don't think it looks terrible, and that kind of follows through with every single one on here. I think depending on your sense of style, you can make any of these sets work. That being said, this one is pretty freaking basic, and it is only 3 items. So you can see we've got our sail color, our hull color, and our sails themselves, which is, I believe, I don't know, maybe it's the symbol on them or maybe it's just the sail, but whatever it is, it's 3 items. So not a whole lot of change there. I feel like it looks better than the stock ship maybe, and it definitely pulls into the all-black pirate kind of vibe. So maybe if you're looking for a, I don't know, a Black Pearl type thing, this might be one of the closest ones you have as an option, but I just think it's really basic, not a whole lot special going on. Like I said, after I rank all 10 of these, I'll come back and I will see how good we can make each set look. That seems fun, doesn't it? Well, actually, we'll see how long the video takes. Maybe if it's too long, that'll be a separate video. But that's number 10. Let's move on to number 9. At number 9, we have the Crow Prince set. This one is also purchasable from the shipwright. You can see that it makes it a little bit more vibrant. We have still the gray and black, but then we're adding this sort of a pinkish red color. I don't know what you'd call that. Maybe that's magenta. People say the word magenta, and I don't know what to picture. Maybe that's what I should be picturing. It looks all right. I like the crow emblem on the sails. I think that adding in that pinkish color to it gives it a little bit more liveliness. This one also just doesn't have a whole lot to it. You can see that it's only 4 items. We have the sail color, the hull color, the sails themselves, and then our, I guess, outline for them, or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is. Nothing too fancy, a little bit better looking than the Last Dawn set. Next up at number 8, we have the Divine Intervention set, and this one is kind of an interesting one because I think it looks a little bit like a cross between the DMC and the Compagnie colors, because it's kind of got the, understated look and the general vibe of the Compagnie, but with that orange in there, so it's a little bit more like the DMC. So I guess if you're going for a look that makes you look more like some sort of a non-piratey naval vessel, this one's maybe good early on. You can see it's purchasable at the shipwright for silver. Again, just 4 sets. We have the sails, our sail emblem, and then our hull color and our sail color. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's relatively bland and uninspired, and like I said, just because it's not many items, it's not all that unique. Number 7, we have the Mutually Assured set, and I assume that's a reference to Mutually Assured Destruction. This one starts getting into the category of what I've seen people using, or I've used some of these things, if not all of them. It's got more of a Corsair sort of vibe to it, or at least that's what I picture with all the extra red. In this game, it would be Privateer, so if you want to make yourself look like a Privateer, this is probably a pretty good set for that, since I'm pretty sure that's the color scheme that they all use. It's also just 4 parts, and again, I don't know if I already said this, but purchasable at the shipwright for silver. We have our Parley with Bones accent on the sails, but it's actually pretty cool. It gives you a nice big thick border. Our Blood and Wine sail color, our thick price to pay hull color, and our Cruel Dance sail emblem. So overall, this one, like I said, is better than the ones that we've already covered. I like the extra red in there. Makes you look like a privateer, but, you know, can only do so much with 4 parts. At number 6, we have the Serpent's Dew set. This is another one purchasable for silver from the Shipwright. I actually kind of like this one. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the color green, and so this one kind of fits that vibe. Not a whole lot of it so far in the game, but I feel like with this new season pass and the poison damage or whatever that seems to get dealt by the ships that we're fighting, this one kind of fits that vibe. So at some point, there's probably going to be a lot of poison-based weapons to use, and then this outfit or ship cosmetic set will be perfect for it, because obviously that's exactly what it looks like. It's got the yellows and the orangish brown and the green, so it screams poison. So I like this one. I think it's starting to get into the category of a very unique color set. Not a lot of people are using this, so if you want to use a pretty unique looking one, I think this is a good way to go. Next up at number 5, we have the Pillager set, and this one's a bit unique because you can see it doesn't include colors, but it does include everything else. So I like this one, and I've used it in conjunction with a lot of these other ones. So just so you know, this set and arguably the next set, I believe, but not the last 3, are both ones that go really well with all of these sets that we've already talked about. So the Last Dawn, Crow Prince, Divine Intervention, Mutually Assured, and Serpent's Dew set, those are all 3 or 4 item ones that are all the color schemes. This one includes all of your auxiliary parts, as does the next one. And so if you combine this one with any of those ones, you get a better result than either of them on their own. But you can see that if we just use this set, it gives us all those cool accents, but it leaves our sails white and our hull brown. So this one's made up of the multiple pointed compass thing. It's just a stick. And we have our Spare Spikes trophy, our Get Off My Ship ornaments, which are just a bunch of, you know, sharpened sticks all over the place, our Pillager nameplate, our Bespoke wheel, which is I don't know if bespoke's the right name for that. I would say sharp. And then our Back You Devil's Crow's Nest. So this one is all very spiky. It's just a bunch of sticks all over your ship. Like I said, no colors in this set. It's all just accents. And so, you know, combine it with the other set. Then at number 4, we have the Wrecker set. It's very similar to the Pillager set. I just think it looks a little bit nicer. Again, this is purchasable for silver from the Shipwright. And again, it doesn't include colors. This one has the bleached spikes for our crow's nest, our pointiest stick for our Helm Decor, the Wrecker nameplate, the embedded spears ornaments, the makeshift rack trophy, the Get the Point wheel, and the Marked for Death sail symbol. So this one I think is just a upgraded version of the Pillager set. Instead of having all the wooden spikes, we've got wooden spikes, but we've also got metal spikes thrown in, so it looks a little bit fancier, I guess, and I think a little bit better. So again, same thing, no colors. This one would be great to combine with all of those earlier ones we looked at. And number 3, we're getting into the top tier categories of what's actually pretty dang cool that you can just buy, and unfortunately, these are where we start getting into the premium currencies, or not premium because you don't have to pay for them, but pieces of 8 or sovereigns. So the Despoiler set takes the number 3 spot. I actually think this one looks pretty cool. I haven't purchased it yet because I'm buying schematics with my pieces of 8 first. I'll buy all the cosmetics after I'm done with the useful stuff. But this one looks pretty cool. So you get this one at the Helm's Black Market. So either Helm location you can buy this, and it is a pretty full set. It's only 10 parts, not 11 like a full set would be, but it comes with pretty much everything because of that. So we have our Fingers of the Sun crow's nest spikes, our A Sail of Quills sails, our Gleaming Pokers Helm Decor, our Sullion hull, our Despoiler nameplate, our Gilded Teeth ornaments, our Soot-brushed sails, our Thorn Reach sails, our Spears of Gold trophy, and our Goldenrod wheel. So I think this one, obviously, it's got a very winning style to it because it's got the blackish blue and gold accents, which just looks great. That's an excellent color scheme. So I feel like most people will enjoy that. And it's just an upgraded version of the Pillager and Wrecker set. So we still got these spikes all over the ship, but now they're metal and they're gilded. So they're gold and they're shiny and they're fancy. So I quite like this one. The Despoiler set's pretty cool. I look forward to purchasing it. If for nothing else than the fact that a lot of these accents are going to be very broadly applicable for a lot of the ship designs that I like in this game. So that's the Despoiler set at number 3. You do need pieces of 8 to purchase this, and so you can see it's not cheap. 800, 350, 550, 500, 800, 550, 550, 350, 500, and 1300. So definitely a lot of pieces of 8 to purchase purchase this set, but it looks pretty freaking cool. So that's number 3. And number 2, we have the Ashen Lady set. This one is purchasable at the Helm's Black Market, 4 pieces of 8. It is an 11-piece set, so this is a full set. Anytime you see 11 pieces, that's every single slot being filled. I like this one a lot. It's got the white and blue. It's got this weird singing mermaid thing off the front that makes noise and throws little translucent petals up, which is interesting enough. I like this one. It looks fancy, kind of makes you look like a ghost ship. This is made up of the Courtly Clamshell Crow's Nest, the Frost King Sails, the Cold Comfort Figurehead, the Icicles Point Helm Decor, the Ashen Deliverer Hull, a Dreadful Turn Wheel, Siren Soul Trophy, White Claw Sails, and there's no laws with the claw, Deathly Pale Sails, the Flint's Gaze Ornaments, and the Vindictive Nameplate. So all around, pretty cool set. I quite like this one. It's a full set, so it's got that going for it. It's got a unique color scheme. We've got that clean white and blue, and it's got sort of the ghostly, creepy kind of vibes to it. So a lot of reasons to like this one. Again, like some of these other things, a lot of these parts are going to be useful for other sets too, if you're doing your mixing and matching. But I really like this one. Only reason I haven't purchased it yet is because, you know, it's going to take me a lot of pieces of 8 to do all the purchasing. But yeah, that's the Ashen Lady set at a runner-up spot of number 2. And finally, at number 1, we have the Caliban set. And this one says unlocked through Kingpin rewards, but don't let that confuse you. You unlock it by purchasing it using sovereigns, which are the Kingpin currency. They're this little gold and silver skull-looking thing. So as you upgrade your, like, earn pieces of 8, you will hit thresholds where you'll be rewarded with these, and there's other ways in the game that you get rewarded with them. But they're their own separate currency, and you can purchase at, well, either right in here, which is where I purchased them, or at the Helm, you can purchase all these cosmetic items. It's a pretty cool set. It's very unique. There's not a whole lot of other stuff that looks like it, and it's, again, a full set, so I automatically like it for that. And plus, it matches my Caliban outfit. So this one is made up of the Caliban's Perch Crow's Nest, the Caliban's Pinions Trophy, Caliban's Treachery Sail Color, Caliban's Defiance Wheel, Caliban's Grin Sails, Caliban's Mark Sails, Caliban's Guidance Helm Decor, Caliban's Filigree Ornaments, Caliban's Hour Hull Color, Caliban's Offering Figurehead, and the Helm Lord Nameplate. So this one's a very fancy set. It looks super ornate. None of it looks even slightly worn down. I mean, the sail color, I guess, if you wanted to pick one thing out, could be a little bit sharper, but other than that, it looks very fancy, and I like going for the fancy vibe. Plus, it's, you know, some of these items look awesome. Like, look at that wheel. It's probably the coolest looking wheel in the game. Figurehead's pretty dope too. The ornamentation on it's a little understated, but I like it. So overall, very, very fancy looking. Like I said, you can purchase this with your sovereigns, which at least currently in the game, there's not a lot of things that you can purchase with the sovereigns, so this was an easy choice for me to purchase. So that is the one I put at number 1. As far as making some of the other ones better, I'll just show you an example of this. So we'll start with the Serpent's Dew set since I like that one, and I'll show you how combining 2 of these sets makes it pretty cool. So let's just equip the Serpent's Dew set. So you can see I've got that full set equipped. Now if we add the Wrecker set on top of that, you can see how much extra definition that gives us. So we've got the colors and everything of the Serpent's Dew. It looks great, but we've got all this extra stuff added on top of it. So we've got our spiky crow's nest and our pointiest stick and our Wrecker nameplate, embedded spears, makeshift rack, get the point, marked for death. You know, we got all of it going on now. So that's what I was trying to say before, is when you combine any of those first 5 sets that only have the colors and any of them the next 2, so the Wrecker set, which we've completed here, or the Pillager set, which I guess I could show on another one, when you add them together, it actually becomes a pretty cool cosmetic looking ship. So let's try it again. So here we've got the Mutually Assured set with all the Wrecker cosmetics on it. Here's our Divine Intervention set with all the Wrecker cosmetics. There's our Crow Prince set with all the Wrecker cosmetics. So you can see they all look significantly better when you actually have all of the cosmetic slots filled. And the same thing goes for the Pillager set. So you can see we've got all the Pillager pieces on it now. It looks substantially better than any of the sets did on their own. So that is all of the purchasable ship cosmetic sets ranked. Like I said, there's some cool ones in there that unfortunately you'll have to save up your pieces of 8 to get. And there's also some cool combinations you can do with the other ones. But as a general ranking, I think this works relatively well. So that's all for today. Maybe we'll do some of the other sets later, but hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.